My name is Daniel Wynn, and by day I invest in sports cards, but by night I make videos about investing in sports cards. I am the great curator. Join me on my journey to break even in the hobby that we all love.
Hello everyone, I'm the Great Curator and welcome to my channel. If this is the first time that you guys are visiting, thank you so much for stopping by. I really do appreciate it. The purpose of this video, just like all my videos, is for education. It's intended for people who are new to the hobby to get information so that hopefully they don't make some of the same common mistakes that we all have made. Also for seasoned or more experienced collectors to kind of get a little bit of different perspective, my opinions. So on topics and issues that I like to discuss so that they can bring that back to their community, back to their circle of friends, and continue that discussion, and hopefully they get value out of that, okay? This is just my fun, creative way to kind of give back to the community using this platform, and also to spread my message of positivity. Guys, I say this in all my videos, and I will continue to say it, but I think it's important. There are a lot of negative people in this hobby. There are a lot of bad actors. Sometimes people think that since there's money involved with this hobby, since our cards are worth money, and we transact so much that it's okay to put profit first. Sometimes it's okay to squeeze your fellow community member, your fellow collector, to try to get the best deal and things like that. And I'm just telling you guys, it doesn't have to be that way, okay? We as a community, we have to set standards for ourselves, okay? We can't always be profit first. We have to realize that the value of our cards is based off of the healthy strength of the hobby, which is based off of a foundation of collectors, okay? That's us, the community. So we have to conduct ourselves accordingly to make sure that our community is strong, okay? We have to have a certain level of civility. We have to be civil with each other. We have to be gentlemen investors, lady investors. We have to be nice, kind, respectful towards each other, okay? I believe that if we practice these principles and we hold each other accountable to that standard, it will strengthen the community, it will grow the hobby, and it will raise the value of our cards. Okay, guys? So that's my message that I preach in all my videos. Okay, so with that being said, let's get into today's topic, which is kind of tied to that, which I don't think I've ever heard anybody talk about this before, but it is the topic of security, guys. Okay, security for your cards, for your collectibles, for your money, for yourself, when we go to shows or when we interact or do transactions with people. And what prompted me to make this video is a friend of mine recently told me that his home was broken into, and he had a substantial amount of collectibles, cash, cards stolen from him. And he was telling me his experience behind it and telling me, the mistakes that he made that he believed led up to him having that security issue. So I wanted to make this video to talk about that, guys, okay? We have to realize, as fun and as innocent as we believe our hobby to be, that we collect cards, there is a lot of money behind it, guys. If you go to shows, you see people transact heavily in cash. You see people pull out cards that are worth tens of thousands of dollars. There's a huge financial component to what we do, what we love here. Okay, guys, we have to acknowledge that. Okay, as innocent as we want it to be, there is a huge financial component to this hobby, which puts us at risk for criminals and bad actors. Okay, we have to recognize that. So there's a lot of information out there on how you guys can be safe, on security measures we can take. I can't go over all of them. I'm not a security expert myself, but I would want to highlight 3 things that I think are important that can help mitigate your risk, okay, and not put yourself in a position where you'll be, in a risk for getting robbed or having anything stolen from you guys. Okay, so that's what today's topic is. We're talking about card security. All right. Okay, so the first thing that I want to point out, I'm going to highlight 3 things. Okay, 3 things. Okay, number 1 is anonymity. Number 2, presence of mind, and number 3, watching out for the community. Okay, so let's talk about that. The first thing and the most important thing I think here is anonymity. All right, anonymity, being anonymous. Guys, we all are on Instagram, on YouTube, at shows. We love to show off our collection. Okay, that is one of the most fun parts. We love to show other collectors who can appreciate what we have. We love to talk about deals that we do. We love to take pictures of the cash deals that we do, all that stuff, right? And that's just part of the hobby. That's not going to go away. But we have to understand that we have to be mindful of how we share this information with people, who we share this information with people, okay? So if you can, try to be as anonymous as you can. Try to maintain your anonymity. And what do I mean by this? Basically, just don't tell people what you have, all right? Now, I know that's contradictory to what we do because we love to show off, but just do it in a way where it's not in real time. If you're gonna post a picture of a deal that you did where there's a lot of cash involved, do it after you've left the area, the venue that you've done it, okay? If you're gonna post pictures of cards that you have that are worth a lot of money, make sure that you're not showing where the location of those cards are, all right? Make sure that you don't share your address with people that you don't know, that you don't trust. Make sure that you don't do transactions at your house with people that you just met. Maintain your anonymity, all right? If you can, try to take these cards and put them in safety deposit box. That's what I do. I put all my high-end cards in safety deposit box at the bank. You know, if somebody came into my house, they're not going to get anything. I don't have anything there. I got a bunch of junk cards. They can take all the junk cards they want. I'll give it to them for free. But if they want my good stuff, they got to break into the bank. All right. So that's the mentality that I want you guys to have. Do not let anybody know where you live. Do not let anybody know what you have. Okay. Or where you have it. Do not flash large sums of cash or anything like that, because you never know who's going to be watching you. You don't know who's talking about you guys. Okay. So you have to be aware of that. You can show off your stuff. You can post pictures on your Instagram, but just be aware of when you do it and how you do it so that you don't make yourself an easy target, guys. Okay. Believe me, there are bad actors out there that will not hesitate to take advantage of us. In our community, okay, maybe not so much, but we know that once people understand the type of money that flows at these shows, the type of cards or the values of these cards, it will attract those criminals, guys. We have to anticipate that. We have to understand that, okay? So the first thing that we have to do is we have to maintain our anonymity, be as anonymous as possible with how we present the things that we have, okay? That's number one. Okay, and that goes at shows too, guys. Don't be flashing around large sums of cash at shows. Don't be so casual with it, okay? Be mindful of who's seeing you, okay? And try to be as anonymous as you can, okay? So that's the first point. The second point is be present. Be present in your situation at all times. Don't take it for granted that you are in a safe space. And what do I mean by that? When we're at shows, don't show all your cash to everybody because you don't know who's watching, okay? Try to hide it if you're gonna count your money or something like that. If you have really high-end cards, understand that if you leave it on a table, somebody can walk off with it, all right? Be present. Be present at all times. If you're at a show and you notice somebody who's walking by your table and, you know, they look suspicious, they don't have cards in their hands, they don't have a case, but they're trying to like feel you out, be aware of that. When you're walking back to your car from the show in the parking lot, be aware of the people that are around you. Be aware of your surroundings, guys. You must be present at all times, okay? We know that people go to card shows and people steal cards sometimes, okay? We've seen it. We've seen the videos. We know that people can get robbed, you know, in broad daylight. We know that. So you must be present at all times, especially if you're carrying large amounts of cash with you or you're carrying very high-end cards. Be present about your situation, about who's around you, about where you are. You know, if you can, don't ever go anywhere alone. Make sure you have people around you, okay? So that is the second thing that I want to point out. The second point I want to highlight is you must be present at all times, okay? Mentally. The third thing that I will highlight, the third tip I will give you guys to close out this video is we must watch out for each other as a community, okay? When we go to these shows, we are surrounded by people in our community, people that love cards, friends, fellow collectors, people that we do transactions with. So when you have a large group of people like this, we have to watch out for each other, okay? By being present at all times, okay? If you see somebody taking some cards off of somebody's case and it looks suspicious, you say something, okay? If you see some guys, you know, doing something they're not supposed to do, you got to say something, guys. We have to help each other as a community. This is what I preach when I talk about my overall message, my mission statement about being positive and supporting the community. Part of it is watching out for each other. We have to watch each other's backs, okay? Because let me tell you, when when something bad happens, okay, which some bad things have happened before where cars have been stolen, but if something really bad happens, if somebody gets hurt, if somebody gets robbed at these shows, it will shatter our sense of security. Okay, guys, it will ruin everything. And once criminals find that we're easy targets, they will come they will try to infiltrate our community. Okay, guys, so we have to be mindful of that stuff. As the hobby grows, as it gets more attention, as people start seeing that there's more money involved here, we will be targets. So we have to protect ourselves. We have to protect the integrity of the community. We have to protect the safety of the community, the security of the community, all that stuff, guys. Okay, so that's what I kind of want to emphasize in this video. It's going to be a very short video, but I'd be interested to hear what you guys' thoughts are. If you guys are in law enforcement, if you guys have any experience with this, please, share your perspective. Write it down in the comments, okay? I want this to be a discussion that we all have, because we hear about this with the card stores, right? The card stores that are getting robbed, okay? It's happening on that side of the hobby, but it's only a matter of time before it gets down to the individual person, guys. So I think this is a very important topic that we have to continue to have this discussion. Just again, to close out, to review and close out my points here. Number one is try to be as anonymous as possible with your cash and your cards, okay? Don't give up your location. Don't show people where you live. Don't tell people where you keep your cards. Keep it in a secure location. Number two is be present at all times. Don't take it for granted that you're among the community, that you're safe. You don't know who's infiltrated our community. You don't know who's a bad actor. You don't know who's a con man, who's going to try to rob you, whatever. Be present at mind at all times. Be present of the situation. Be aware of your surroundings. Number three, we must watch out for each other, okay? Watch out for each other. Keep an eye on your fellow collector, your friends, even people that you casually know or don't even know. Just keep an eye on them. If you see anything suspicious, say something, but we must protect each other, okay? That's probably the best way that we can keep our community safe, by watching out for each other, guys, okay? All right. So that's my video rant for today. Hopefully you guys got some value out of that. If you did, please like, please subscribe, please share. Please watch my other videos, guys. I talk about a lot of interesting topics that are not often discussed. So please switch over to the next video. Keep it going. I really love that encouragement. I love that type of feedback. That makes me want to make more videos for you guys. Find me on Instagram at The Great Curator. Send me a DM if you want to continue this discussion. Send me a DM. I love to talk to people at all times. If you see me at a show, walk up to me, introduce yourself. I love to meet the people that support my channel. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to reach out to me. If not, I will see you in the next video. Thank you very much.